having a good day today?
Go ahead, guys.
Well, what do you want to see out of your team in the exhibition?
Effort, execution, and just want to continue to get better. You know, I don't think we're anywhere even close to where we need to be right now in terms of synchronization. And it's not because of a lack of effort or attitudes, Jeremy. Those have been terrific. We just got to play together more, get guys used to playing with each other, understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses. And we're getting closer. You know, we're getting closer to that synchronization, but we're not quite there yet where we have the harmony that I'm looking for at either end of the floor. I think communication will help that. I think we need to talk more. So those are some of the things we've been emphasizing.
Does that mean you're not going to be terribly liberal with your rotations, not too experimental?
You know, we honestly, with the way we approach it, I mean, regardless of who we're playing or even what year or whether it's a scrimmage or an exhibition game, you know, our season starts November 11th. So there's no question, Rob, about it. You know, whatever that means, you know, people may characterize that as being more liberal with substitutions or rotations, but we do have lineups that we're going on purpose going to play with certain guys and certain combinations together. And, you know, this is a time for us to learn. It's a time for us to grow. You know, the preseason for us is the 30 days. We get inside those 42, and that includes the 2 exhibition games. You know, we start, obviously, with the real thing flying on the 11th.
John, I know exhibition games are mainly used to work on some things. What do you expect to watch you to present to you that you guys can work on?
Well, they're very well coached. The guy's been there a long time. Coach Edwards has done a great job there. They are a very smart basketball team, which is going to challenge us. You know, they play well together. They execute. You know, they're going to try to screen us, and that part's going to be good because our guys are going to have to defend screening actions against them, which is great. And you know, we'll see different looks on pick and roll coverage than than we're you know, maybe accustomed to in practice. I think that'll be great. So it'd be a good test in that regard. I just think, you know, for us right now to be able to have the opportunity to play against someone other than ourselves, you know, our guys are really looking forward to that because they're beating each other up every day, you know, in practice.
Well, folks, you got a starting lineup with Black not able to play?
Yeah, not yet. We'll determine that on Saturday once we get through that practice.
Anybody limited at all due to injury? Or?
No, you know, not really. Certainly, you know, if we could play everybody today as much as we wanted to play them. Now, will I do that? You know, because there's no question as we've prepared this preseason with the team we have and what the guys have been through, Jeremy, have I had in my mind that, hey, this is a 6-month season, you know, and maybe a little preventative at times or trying to ration things, yes, but it's not out of necessarily that a guy's not cleared or, you know, anything like that. So we'll, you know, more than anything, we'll put combinations together that we want to see, that we want to evaluate, you know, before we play November 11th.
You mentioned Tuesday that it was just kind of a new to have all 16 guys
Yeah.
healthy and available. Is that led to maybe a different feel in practice where you didn't have some guys off, you know, working with trainers or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so, Scott. I'll be honest with you. We were good on Monday, the day before the orange and blue. I didn't think we were very good in the orange and blue. I thought we were just okay. I think our energy level needed to be better. I thought we were sloppy. Then the next day, you know, through watching the film, it got their attention, and we were really good on Wednesday. So, you know, we've got to figure out how to string days together. And I do think part of it, you know, J. Cole's been out there 3 or 4 days, full go. You know, that part of it, and just the synchronization of all that, and guys playing with each other for the first time. I mentioned that today when, you know, I was at the quarterback club. We've got this folder team, and usually that means that you think guys have been playing together with each other for a long time. That's not necessarily the case. So that synchronization that I started out talking about at the outset with Jeremy's question is really what I'm looking for. We're not there yet, but we're a lot further along than when we started.
Jalen Coleman-Lands doesn't really differentiate between guard positions whenever I ask him who's playing the 1 or the 2 or the 3.
He does, yeah. It's a smart, you know, he's very versatile. I think he's now heading into his second year. He's a guy that, you know, whose role will expand. But obviously we all know he's an elite shot maker, and I love the toughness he brings. He's a guy that dives on loose balls. He throws his body around to sacrifice to win possessions and to help his team, and he did all that, and he did all that last year. I think the evolution of him with his body, Rob, I think he's gotten a lot more physically stronger. We're going to put him in positions more where he has the opportunity to make some plays for himself or others. And, I suppose Malcolm's a little bit that way too. I mean, on certain plays or actions, we certainly have to give him a number in order to be organized. But at the end of the day, I think both those guys are basketball players.
Yeah, but actually, the reason that I was thinking about it is because Tracy played a lot at the 1 and the 2. I mean, you did give them numbers.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, he did. He did the other day, which was good. Older guys, I want them to learn at least 2 positions or more. I've said that before, and Tracy would definitely be the definition of older. And so he knows both positions. We can slide him to either spot. Gives us a lot of versatility, and I think he's comfortable playing either spot.
How's Tijan progressing?
Great. Yeah, he's getting. I got to give my hats off to him because he had no summer, he had no fall, and the first day he did anything was October 3rd, practice day 1, and. He has a no excuses mindset. He's practiced every day, every possession, grinded through it as a freshman. I really respect that and appreciate that about him, and he's continuing to get better.
How has JCL looked since being back full go?
Yeah, good. 3 or 4 days. Offensively, I had mentioned today, shooting the basketball is kind of like riding a bike. I mean, every time he lets it go, we all think it's going in, and he's made a lot of them over the 3 or 4 days at a very high percentage. It's some of the other things, spacing on offense. Learning when to help, when not to help on defense, like some of those instincts that, he hasn't played full go here for a little while that will come with time.
You tell a big difference in AJ and DJ at this time of the year compared to last year, and is this a big time for them to kind of build some confidence?
It is for sure, Derek. I mean, I think they both have gotten a lot better. Their bodies have gotten stronger. They're in better shape. They're better. We've got a lot of depth in practice right now with everybody going, and that makes your practices really, really good, really competitive. And, that part's been a good thing. I think it'll accelerate our improvement and our growth as a team.
John, I asked you this before the season media day. How's this team kind of, adapting to such a post rotation that you have now? Size?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's the first time we've really had that. We do have a lot of depth up front. I think it's certainly a good thing. And what's interesting about all those guys that are up front is they're all a little different, which is really neat. It gives you a chance to kind of mold them together and play to their strengths. And I think they've done that for the most part. But they're getting used to it. Obviously, if you come to practice, you see the ball going inside a lot more. And it should. Those guys are big and they're good down there. And guys have a lot of confidence in throwing it inside to really 6 guys down there posting. Kipper's good down there. Malcolm's good down there. Black, Finke, Morgan, Thorne. I mean, these guys are all very comfortable down there. Teammates are very comfortable with them, and I think it gives us certainly a dimension on a consistent basis that we haven't had, really the first 4 years.
I just want to beat this horse slightly more dead and say, do you expect that we'll see Tracy with another guy that we think of as a point guard?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no question. You'll see both of those scenarios. Depending on the opponent, we're going against a team that's going to press us for 40 minutes, probably want more ball handling. Based on who we're playing and how they play. That's the greatest thing when, like I said, when you're older, he has the versatility where I can play him at 2 different positions, and he's not going to bat an eye. He knows them both. He's learning both. He's been around here long enough that he's absorbed that and does it well and plays the right way. And Tracy's of that mindset. He'll just do whatever we need to do for our team to play well and to win possessions. So. But yeah, I would fully expect that, Rob. That throughout the season you could see him certainly at either of the 2 positions.
That's all I got.
I know with your post step, you touched on it. You've been able to do some different things, even some high-low stuff you've done in practice. Is that something that you even considered in the past, and has that added more dynamics to your
Obviously,
offense?
more so now because we're trying to play to our strengths, and we do have good offensive post players, and they're doing a good job of getting used to playing with each other. I try to mix up who plays with who, Derek, on a cycle of practices or whatever, so they get familiar with each other. But yeah, they've, no question, as I said there to Jeremy, I think you would see, if you were watching, charting, the ball's going inside, more than it has probably the first 4 years, and it should, So those guys have a lot of confidence in the interior players. And then you get a chance to blend that with, the way Tracy's shooting the ball right now, and Hill and J. Cole and AJ and our guard play there, and it really complements each other well, that we have kind of an inside-outside punch.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, sure.